Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Ella, and here is her story. Hi, Ollie. I watched a video today on Permission to Exist channel called "The Narcissist Will Casually Try to Kill You." Great short video, which I would like to get your take on, but also sparked a line of thought on my part. I watched the video. I'm not going to replay it here because I'm not going to critique someone else's video like that. But I agree with her. You know, it's basically about, she was on the narrator was on a flight. Somebody had a peanut allergy. It was announced. Another person demanded their peanuts right there and put this person at risk. And the overall point was, like, the narcissist doesn't care about your health. They will ultimately kill you. That was, you know, which I agree with. Okay, in a personal life, it doesn't matter. It's just about them. It doesn't matter. The narcissist never considers consequences on other people. They don't care. It's just the only consequence that matters to a narcissist is their own. So this got me to thinking about the narcissist not taking medical conditions seriously, especially ones that are not obvious to the naked eye. I am a lifelong migraine sufferer. I had a handful of migraines as a child, but around the age of 22 or 23, I started to get them at least once a month. They were so severe and frequent it became a true issue in my life. Many things could trigger a migraine, but for me, mine were primarily hormonal, coinciding with my menstrual cycle. The other major trigger was mold allergies. I moved away from my hometown in my early 30s. I got married and had a son. I lived about 4 hours by car from my parents, and I would frequently come home to visit so that my son would know his grandparents. My mother was a lifelong alcoholic and drank herself into cardiomyopathy, and I knew my son would have a limited time to get to know his grandmother. Well, that's her fault, isn't it? I had not spent much time in my childhood home after I moved out the day after I graduated from high school, particularly overnight. So these visits in my 30s was the most time I had spent in my parents' house for over a decade. There was a mold problem in the house. They put a hot tub in their basement in the 80s. What the fuck? That's another story. Well, that's where the mold came from, all that hot water just permeating through the house. You know, the steam and all that. Oh, God, you got to ventilate that. Otherwise, the whole house warps. That's another story. Plus, there were some radiation issues in another part of the house, which led to some groundwater seepage. Whatever mold was in their house triggered my allergies, which in turn gave me migraines every time I was there. My mom would get pissed and take it personally because she thought my migraine trigger was an issue with her, not the mold. Could be both. Could absolutely be both. One does not excuse the other. It does not. Especially since you were out of that house for so long. You left for a reason at 18 years old because you knew you needed to get out. And sometimes your subconscious just takes over. Not to say that the mold wasn't an issue, but I don't know. Despite me repeatedly asking my parents to look into it so I could continue to visit, they blew me off. I guess they thought it was a psychological issue. To be clear, they knew my migraines was real. They just thought I did it to myself psychologically. Around the same time, my son, who was about 2 at the time, developed asthma symptoms. So if you're suspecting on several visits that there's mold all over this house, why are you bringing your kid there? Why are you putting your son in danger to bring him into a moldy house? He was never officially an asthmatic, as attacks happen rarely. What set them off most, mold. So when I had to rush my son to the hospital because of a sudden asthma attack while visiting, my parents finally had their house tested for mold. The report came back off the charts for mold. They did a mold remediation and wow, no more migraines or asthma. In general, I've had a lot of problems over the years with people understanding the severity and the debilitation of migraines. 2 things for clarity. My son had an inhaler. It didn't help in this instance. Now that I am in menopause, I am 99% migraine free, proving my migraines were hormonal. Physical, not psychological. Thanks for everything, Ella. Well, it could still be a portion of it psychological. There's a reason why you ran away from that house at 18 and didn't go back. Okay? I would have to question why you would bring your son to a moldy house, what you suspect it to be a moldy house. Okay? To the point where he gets an asthma attack and you have to bring him to the hospital. Why? Obviously, if your parents don't care enough to have the house checked for mold for themselves, they weren't going to do it for you. They weren't going to do it for you. Well, they ended up doing it after your grandchild after their grandchild got sick, probably out of sheer embarrassment and humiliation. Why are you bringing a child to a moldy house? Who made her drink until she got cardiomyopathy? Who made that decision for her? She make that decision on her own? Yet you're the one taking your child to the moldy house over and over and over again and being gaslighted when you go there and being made sick. Why? Why? Your child needs to know the narcissist so bad that is hell that he gets sick? Is that what it needs to be? I don't think so. Listen, don't write off that trying to prove, well, it's all physical. Okay? Because and that's why you're not completely no contact, I think. Because you are writing it off all to the physical and not to the psychological. It absolutely has psychological aspects to it. You're fooling yourself if you think otherwise. There's a reason why you left at 18 and didn't look back. There's a reason why. And what I found is my migraines got a lot better the farther away I got away from those people. Whether it's the physical mold or them, it doesn't matter. The narcissist, by being a narcissist in that, is the mold anyway. The narcissist is the moldy room. It doesn't matter if it's physical or psychological. They cause the mold. The mold is there because of them. Right? Right? One way or another. So it doesn't even matter if it's physical or psychological. It's all bad in telling you to get the fuck away. Get away. But my fear is, and my thought is, you're blaming it all on the physical, because if it's the psychological, then you got to go no contact. And I'm telling you that's a hole you're going to have to go down. You're the one driving 4 hours to them after she drank herself into a state. Into her moldy house that they put that's moldy because they put a hot tub in the 80s. How self-serving. You left at 18 years old for a reason. Physical and psychological. Can't blame one and not the other. Doesn't work like that. So, thank you so much for your contribution and your story. I hope this helps. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just contribute to the channel in general to keep it growing, surviving, and expanding, because this channel succeeds 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.